All right, guys. So many people are coming to me and asking me, how do I know if this is a scam? How do I know if it's a legit listing? Are these people who they say they are? I think there's a few really simple ways and things and guidelines to follow when you're going through the home renting experience. Here are my tips for determining if what you're looking at is a scammer or not. Tip number one: if they're telling you that they cannot show you the home and you can just drive by because they're out of town for some odd reason, whether they were transferred for work or a part of a weird organization that you've never heard of, but they're telling you that they cannot let you inside, but you could drive by and you could only see the outside, that's a no-no. If they send you a list of about 40 different questions with about 50% of them not being relevant to an actual lease, then you're probably dealing with a scammer. If they're asking you to pay them money up front with a wire or some sort of check in which you still have not seen the unit, this is probably a scam. If they're asking too much personal details other than the standard procedure of a rental app, which is usually a credit check, background check, your W-2s or, pay stubs, bank statements for those that are self-employed. If they're asking for other things other than those things, then it's probably a scam. If you're sending bank statements or any other personal information, you can always black out your account numbers or social securities before sending it over even to your realtor or the landlord or owner that you're currently applying with. This can help you, especially if you're not sure if this person is a scammer or not. Best to not give out personal information like this. That's sensitive if you're not sure who they are. You can always ask a realtor if they think it's a legitimate posting or if it seems to be a scam. We can also look up owners and title and see who actually owns the property, which is super helpful. That actually happened to me on my first lease listing. I had a scammer rip off, actually multiple scammers rip off my listing, reposted on different sites with a different name and number to contact. Now, my little investigative self actually decided to do something I probably don't recommend anyone do, but I called them myself and I blocked my number and I asked a few details pretending I was a prospective tenant and I asked who they were. Now, this is another way to tell if this person is a scammer or not, or if they're legitimately working on this home. This person with me was fiddling with the paperwork that was in front of him, I guess on the other side of the line. He was rustling papers, seemed really caught off guard by my questions when I asked him about the lease on the address that I represented, even though he didn't know I represented it. He didn't even know how to spell it. He didn't know the name. He had to ask me multiple times. It's like, if you were really working on this property, you would know the address. So that was red flag one. Then when he finally got the address and I spelled it for him, he said, oh yeah, oh yeah. He's like, well, I'd love to show you it. Maybe we can schedule a time, but I need to get back to you and I need your contact information first. So I asked him, I'm like, are you the realtor on this? And he's like, oh no, I'm the owner. And I said, oh, okay, what's your name? And he made up some name. He was a man. And the funny thing is, I have access to title. I also know the owner and I can see exactly who owns the property because I have access to title. So again, ask your realtor if you'd like to know who really owns the property and are they who they say they are. Also, is this a man or a woman you're talking to? Is the owner a man or a woman's name? Can they show you proof of identification? There were so many red flags in this situation, but I just wanted to kind of see if I could figure out who is a scam artist trying to steal my listing and scam other people, innocent people for that matter. So I did have somebody recently reach out to me to ask me if they thought that what they were receiving was a scam. And it was a bunch of questions, like again, the 40 question email situation where they ask you to email back the answers. And it was the same exact format as the one that was ripping off my lease listing. So I was able to let him know that yes, this is a scam. Do not answer them or respond anymore. Never ever send wire money. There's wire fraud all the time in this business. There are even scammers ripping off real estate agents. It's not just happening to prospective tenants, buyers, or sellers. This is also happening to us as well in different facets. So I just wanted to put this out there because there's a lot of this going on, and it also is even more common during the holiday season, as there's a lot more scams and fraudulent activity happening. And I want to look out for you guys. And again, realtor service is free for the most part. If you ask someone who's licensed in this business that can help you, they're more than happy to answer any of your questions to help get you through the process and even assist you with buying, selling, or leasing. That's really all I wanted to say. I just wanted to shed some light on this topic because basically I know it happens to so many people, and I hate to get those phone calls saying, I saw your listing and I also saw it on this other site for like $600 cheaper, $1,000 cheaper, $1,200 cheaper for leases at least. That was another red flag I forgot to include in there. If you see the same listing posted in multiple places on multiple websites with different prices, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. And I think that's the case in this sort of situation. So keep your head on your shoulders and keep moving forward. If you have any questions, reach out to your friendly realtor. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like what you're seeing, subscribe, like, and comment. And let me know if this has ever happened to you. Hopefully not.